So, just got back from surfing. Wow, down on the Thames there. Pretty difficult, but there's some serious waves in and out of the tourist boats. Yeah, you got to keep them peeled. Today, talking about 7-inch singles. Can you see them? My 7-inch singles being looked after by Captain Mandarin. I mean, you know, they're going to be safe under the guise of Captain Mandarin. Let's put him down there. These are the ones I've got left, mostly ones, some from school days, late teens, you know, my 20s. But singles were never that great, were they? No, they always sounded a bit rubbish. Apart from the ones I'm going to show you now, which I've always kept, never to be thrown away. I was going to say never to be forgotten, but that's not right, is it? Just out of interest, a Harvest sleeve, yeah. I don't know where the record is. Must have been something I bought, which was then rubbish, but yeah, Harvest sleeve. But the first really good one, and I've got several copies of this because it's such a great track. The Faces, Paul O. Richard. Such a great song. When this was in the charts, it just kicked all the others into touch. It really did. It's got such a full sound. The drums, which I particularly got my attention, it's in its WB cover. The drums are really big and full, and it sounds like it's the first time they played it. It's got that freshness about it. I don't know how many times they recorded it, probably not many times, but yeah, it's and it feels like after the kind of middle 8 bit, they didn't know where to stop, so it just keeps going and going, and it's massive. It sounds like they're recording it while having a few jars, which is not surprising for the Faces, right? Yeah, I mean, they're having a good time recording this, and you can hear it. There's even a weird smashing of glass or something on the recording, which they've left on there, which makes it even better. It's just a great single, and it sounds really good. I have several copies of this to try and get a good copy. I've given this one 8 out of 10. Bought March 2014, but originally came out in 1973. 4 minutes 20, so hardly a pop tune kind of timing. B-side's terrible. I've never been disappointed with B-side. Next up, Montrose, Bad Motor Scooter. If you know this one. This is how I bought it in the plastic thing. And I'd never seen it as a single, let alone in a cover. But what's the label's this on? Oh, it's on Warner Brothers as well. Strangely enough, but on the modern day one. Again, just a great song. I mean, written by Sammy Hagar. So he did do something, right? What's the timing on this? It doesn't have any timing, but the mimicking the scooter sound on here with the guitar. Ronnie Montrose. Was he Ronnie Montrose? Yes. Is that his name? I hope so. Should have done research. And this single sounds fantastic. I bought it December 22, so fairly at the end of the pandemic times. I must have been wandering somewhere. Actually, I do remember I went to Stoke Newington, just because it's there. Stoke Newington, I remember having a coffee in a very empty coffee place, so coffee places were open again, even though it was end of pandemic time. And then I decided to just walk, and I ended up in Wood Green. Now, I hope I'm right about that, because I don't remember, but yeah, I thought, oh, I recognise this, Wood Green. But on the way, there was this tiny charity shop, which was unbelievably open, and this is where I got it. It was £1.25. Wow, that was pushing the boat out a bit, but notes on here I've put great loud pressing, only crunchy on run out at the very end of song. Yeah, well worth it. So it's one of those I'll always keep, because that track, you play it now, it just sounds fantastic. Next up is one from my youth, and the song's called Department of Youth. strangely enough. There we are. And it's on a very unusual anchor label. I won't be able to get that in focus, but it's there. It's got a spider on the sleeve. So who is it? Yes, it's Alice Cooper. Now, Department of Youth was pretty commercial song, but that's not what I'm here to tell you about. I can look through the hole. It's like James Bond all over again. No, it's the B-side. The B-side. Cold Ethyl. Another great song. I think Alice Cooper still does it now. Because I've seen some recent Alice Cooper footage. He's just very professional. Professional without being, I was going to say cheesy, but his act is cheesy with the the horror thing. He's not taking it seriously. But yeah, his band is always top notch. Without being sort of all automated and stuff. It still sounds like a band, unlike many bands today. Cold Ethyl, check it out. It's just a great song. I think other bands have done covers of it, but can't beat the original. And this is my original from God knows what year. I was used to number records back then, and I had a thing about punching the holes out. Oh dear. And the last one, which is one of my favourites. Actually, it's not the last one. Last but one is Bauhaus. Now, this is the only record, in my opinion, where you can hear Bauhaus sounding like Bauhaus, how they used to sound live. And this is live in Paris. Is it? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it says on the back. Yeah, it's live in Paris. But yeah, this is rough and raw and fantastic. Always disappointed in Bauhaus albums. You go and see them and they'd have this huge sound with that guitar echoing and echoing and echoing, and the drums were big and the bass was boomy, but on record it was just like, oh, hello, anybody there? Apart from the first album's not too bad, but it's still very boxy and tiny. I'm always disappointed. But this is the business. The B-side is Hair of the Dog. Now I can't remember. I remember the song, but I can't remember what it sounded like. But it's this must have been like a one-off deal or something. Yeah, it's on Montrose, out of French France. Recorded in France. At Le Rose Bonbon, Paris. Yeah. There we are. It's a great single if you see it. Don't see it actually for sale very often. Anyway, moving on swiftly before we all fall asleep, is one of my favourite singles of all time. We Are All Prostitutes by the pop group. This plastic cover, because I want to keep it nice. Now, I can't remember whether this was the first thing I heard by the pop group, or the We Are Time album was the first thing, but maybe around the same time. But when I heard this single, I was playing pop tunes at the time, with You Know Who. Fantastic pop tunes, but when I heard the pop group, I thought, oh, that's what I want to do. It was, well, ramshackle, I suppose you'd call it, and it was funky. It was all the things mixed together that shouldn't go together. Funky, ramshackle. The vocals were just growly and shouty, and it's like, yeah, I've never heard anything like it before. The recording, the mix, lots of things are at the wrong level. The bass is too loud. The guitars disappears now and again and comes back again. It's just a complete riot. I don't know how long is this single? I don't know. It's just a complete riot of sound, and I just thought, yeah, that's what I want to do. And I just loved the cover. I mean, it's very different at the time, having just the lyrics on the front, or a statement on the front. Anyway, yeah. The pictures of the guys on the back, just sort of ripped up pictures you get out of a photo booth. And the record itself, Real Prostitutes, again just written in pen. I just thought that was just so sort of great, and all this just written in pen as well. It's got all the guys, they're in it. Bruce Smith on the drums. Yeah, Mark Stewart singing, of course, sadly no longer with us. A few of these guys are no longer with us, which is a shame. Anyway, this is just a great single. I mean, every time you hear it, it's just fantastic, and there's never been nothing since. And I'm unanimous in that. The story of this, I went all over London to buy this. Have I got the right way? No, up that way. I went all over London, to sort of central London, to try and purchase this at the time. And I've been to all the big stores, but there was one small Virgin Records at Marble Arch, sort of at the other end of Oxford Street. And that was my last chance. And I went in, asked for it. I asked for it. And, you know, if you got Real Prostitutes, please. And he said, yeah. He said, this is the last copy. So, yeah, I always remember that. I felt blessed. So, yeah, that was it. 7-inch singles, mostly, well, yeah, all from yesteryear, really. I mean, even Bauhaus is old, isn't it? What year is that? I forget what's old and what isn't, because, yeah, 82, I mean, 1982 doesn't seem that long ago for me, but of course it is. And, yeah, some 7-inch singles, all under the watchful eye of Captain Merrin. Don't turn Pike,